So, hello, this is my review of the LEON CUPRA R. Limited edition, UK version, one of 21, I think. I should have checked before I started this. You are not going to see many of these on the road, and I'm very lucky to have borrowed this for the weekend. And it's awesome. You may find most of this video I'm just grinning or cackling as I put the foot down. I will try and concentrate and talk at the same time, which is never easy to do in my experience. Anyway, so SEAT very kindly lent us this car for the weekend, as I said, specifically for our annual get-together for the forums, which was at Donington this year, and it was a great day, great turnout, great weather, and this car brought the crowds. Even driving along, not here because I'm in country lanes, but driving along in the streets, people are stopping and turning and just wondering what this is, because they haven't seen it before. And it's not in a bright colour, it's not yellow like the old SEAT used to be, but SEAT did not need to put it in a bright colour to get people's attention. With the styling, the aggressive bumper, the body kit, the colour on the wheels, everything just is awesome. And yes, I'm gushing about this car. I wasn't blown away when I saw the pictures, to be honest, but now I've seen it in the flesh and have driven it. It is a beast. So one of the things that a lot of people asked me yesterday at the show was, how does it compare to my car? So I've got the Cupra 300, and the difference is much bigger than I thought it would be. Now part of that, I'm going to go this way, part of that is because I've got a DSG and this is a manual. Now this feels a hell of a lot faster to me than my car. Now there's only 10 brake horsepower extra, and I've come to the conclusion it's because I am so used to driving the DSG, I let it take care of the gear changes, so it's changing gear much quicker than I would, getting up to the higher gears, so you obviously got less power. Whereas on the manual, I hang into the lower gears much longer than the DSG does, hence I've got more power, more revs to play with, and it feels faster. I do miss the DSG in terms of the motorways, etc, etc, and I am a convert. I think I would probably always go for a DSG, but having a manual again and having the power and the control is just awesome. And yeah, you can tell I like this car. So in terms of how else it feels different, the chassis is a bit firmer, the turning is tighter, they've tweaked the camber on this, so it's just, it feels more track focused. I'm not going to get into the whole track on the road thing, because I just do not drive cars on the track unless they very kindly invite me to. But just going around roundabouts, everywhere, I'm not going to go down that road because it's a bit narrow. Let's go back. This just takes it to a whole new level in terms of power, aggression, handling, looks, wow factor. I'm smitten with it. It is immense. It's kind of leaving me speechless, really. I don't know what else to say. So obviously many of you will know you just cannot buy this car, so it feels a bit weird reviewing a car that you cannot buy anymore unless you buy one second hand. I managed to speak to the MD of SEAT UK a few months ago at the Cupra launch, and he said to me he was a bit disappointed by the number they had in the UK. He actually wanted to get quite a few more out of 800 that were available to buy or were being made in the world, because he knew he would have sold them. And he was right, because as soon as the order books opened, they were pretty much all gone. Now, a couple of the guys told me yesterday someone is selling one on eBay, or trying to sell one on eBay for 40 grand, which is about 5 grand more than it was new. Whether they do or not, hell, if I was a millionaire and had money to throw around, I'd buy it for that price. But I was saying that nut, so I probably would. Of course, we've got the estate version coming later this year, early next. The only difference, well, the differences are quad exhaust at the back, which is nice, and they've dropped the flared wheel arch. Whoa! They've dropped the flared wheel arches, which is a bit of a shame. The reason for that, I've read, is because those are hand finished at the Sport Factory, and if they want to produce R models in any kind of volume, they kind of need to move away a bit from that. Hence, they've dropped the side skirts, which is a shame. Sorry, dropped the flared arches, which is a shame because I think they look really good. Finish the car off nicely. But other than that, the car is going to have 300 brake horse, down 10 from this one. Whether you'll feel a difference or not, who knows? But it will have four-wheel drive, which will make it interesting as well. So what else can I say about the car? So, not a lot really. I am blown away. I will do a write-up, which you may have read by the time you're watching this video, and we'll take lots and lots of pictures. So here's the car that you can buy, unless you're really rich and want to drop 40 grand on eBay. But I hope this is a taste of things to come for the new Cupra brand. Obviously this is an R, and SEAT will no doubt bring a Cupra R out again in the future. It'll be just that little bit more extreme. But my hope is that Cupra would just notch a bit closer to this kind of car, and then the R can go a little bit further. There's talk of Golf bringing out a 400 brake horse R, so maybe SEAT could bring out a 350 brake horse Cupra. That would be fun, and save the 400 for the R. But we'll see. No one knows what's going to come around the corner and then exactly next year. So thanks for watching. Hi again. So I've just thought I'd stop and talk a little bit about the interior, because I forgot to do that while I was driving. I was enjoying too much and obviously trying to watch the road. So the interior is very similar to the 300, with the exception of a few things, which I'll go through. So we've got the Alcantara steering wheel, which feels nice. However, after about 30 seconds, I get sweaty hands. Now that could just be me driving the car and getting a bit excited, but I think it's the material, because I get excited driving my car and I don't get sweaty hands. So it could just be me, but I'd rather not have that on the steering wheel, to be honest. It is cool and it is kind of sporty, but I'd have to start wearing driving gloves, which is probably not the kind of thing I want to do. The rest of the car has copper detailing on the inside, the same as you've got on the outside. So copper SEAT badge, copper stitching instead of the white stitching, copper around the dials. Talking of dials, the dials, they've gone for silver on one side and the normal black on the other. On the previous Mark II Cupra and R, I think the dials were white on the R. Someone could correct me in the comments. But they were certainly silver on the Cupra, but both dials were silver. They were a bit difficult to see, so I kind of like that they've kept the Speedo black, but it does look a bit odd having one in silver and one in black, so yeah, it's not a big deal. The speakers, I must talk about speakers. So this has got the Beats audio speakers as standard. Someone asked me yesterday if it sounded any different to my speakers. With the sound pack, I have to say I've noticed no difference whatsoever. It could be because my ears are getting old and maybe I can't tell the difference. I like to think I'm a bit of an audiophile, but I can't notice a difference. So I think it's all marketing and branding. But it comes with the car, you're not paying any extra for it as such, so it's no big deal again. Limited edition, 602 of 799 written on the front there, so all of them have their number written on. This is fully loaded with all the kit, the radar, the stop-start, keyless entry, all those things. I'm still not a massive fan of keyless. I keep trying to take a key out that doesn't exist, and securities, yeah, I've heard stories of people breaking into the cars and cracking the radio stuff. So anyway, comes as standard, so you don't really get a choice. The Cupra flag on the steering wheel is blacked out, the same as on the front and back of the car, which you'll see in the pictures. Carbon fibre, I might have already mentioned that, carbon fibre on the sides and on the side of the seats. Bucket seats are standard, which are nice and comfy, same as the bucket seats you can spec on the 300, no difference there other than the styling. What else? I don't think there's any other changes on the interior. Heated seats. What else? That's about it. Just a happy driver inside.